Hi, ladies. Welcome to another episode of Mission Shakeup. I'm Rebecca Lintout, your adult missions consultant, and I'm so excited to be with you for this first week of December. I wish I could have gotten this out a little sooner, but I've actually been out of the office doing missions, getting ready for our red boxes and putting those all together in Asheboro. It's been my second office for the last 2 weeks. And today I finally got to deliver those red boxes. And I just want to tell you, ladies, Satan tried to stop it in so many ways, from the red boxes themselves not coming in, to illnesses in my family, to all kinds of things. Satan tried to stop this, but God had a powerful message. And today I wore this shirt, and it says, "All things were created by Him and for Him." Colossians 1:16. That was a VBS theme verse. Year before last, I guess. But the thing was, I wore it today because I was going to get to share this one time of year with the women of the prison that they were created by God, and that they are deeply loved by God, and that their lives are not over, that their lives can still be used for Him and for His glory. And then Mark Hall from FBC Asheboro continued and shared the salvation message with the ladies, and the ladies there were in tears, and they were tears of just gratitude of hearing that I think they were also tears of being able to acknowledge that they have been remembered by the women of WMU and churches across North Carolina, and remembered by God. So I want to thank you for that partnership. And so as we are moving ahead in the next days ahead, we are in the middle of the week of prayer for international missions. If you have already done this with your church, or if you haven't done it, or you guys don't typically do it, this is a great time to focus on international missions and Lottie Moon. So many times we tell the story of Lottie Moon, and that story needs to be told, because Lottie was the kind of just the catalyst for international missions coming to the forefront of Baptist life, and especially at Christmas. But we also want to remember that we have this week of prayer, and your week of prayer can be this week, or it can be next week. You can do one of the days of the week of prayer each day, each week for the next 4 weeks. However you want to do week of prayer, God will use that prayer. He will use that concentrated time for His glory. And so I wanted to show you a few of the resources that are available that you can use. If you're going to do the week of prayer, use it for week of prayer. If you're going to use it to talk about Lottie Moon, there are, this year, instead of doing one video for the week of prayer, there are six videos, individual videos about each place that you go. So I'm just going to show you that really quickly. And it talks about week of prayer for missionaries around the world. And then if you scroll each day, it gives you your focus. If you look on day number 5, I actually did a video for you for day number 5 too, of my daughters and I creating a recipe, a Turkmen recipe, and we will share that online as well. And as I cooked that recipe, I shared the story of the Turkmen people and their lostness, and my daughters got to hear that, and it's been interesting to talk about in the days since how we have so much. We have enough food. We don't have to line up for eggs like the people of Turkmen, and that gives us a call to be those who go and bring hope to others, because so much has been given to us. So you can see that there's each day. I would encourage you to, at your meeting, if you haven't had it yet, if you're going to have it next week, if you're having it Sunday, assign the women each, put them in groups by country, by day of the week of prayer, and have them all pray for a day. Even though we'll be praying for all of the days at once, I mean, you can't go wrong praying for missionaries. So after you look at each day, you can also go to browse resources. and it'll take you to all of these plethora of resources. And if you are a children's leader, you will have the Week of Prayer Kids activities, which are wonderful. And there is a kids prayer focus for each day as well. It's very short, and you might even want to use that for your ladies. It's just short, succinct, and powerful. So you've got all of these Week of Prayer missions videos, and I'm going to show one of them to you. I'm going to go to day 2 for North Africa.
The places we go in North Africa, if you walked out the door and you said, I want to go find a Christian today, you would have to meet 33,000 people plus before you would meet a Christian. And I climbed up on the wall, and there was this humongous cemetery. And I thought to myself, 0.01% of the people in that cemetery is in heaven today. I came back and I showed that picture to my church. I said, church, we've got to go. Henderson had not even taken an actual mission trip. So we put a team together, began to study the unreached people groups, ended up going to Europe, where there are 500,000 North Africans all over the city. IMB took us to the church that we partner with now, and they were already reaching out to Muslims, and they've made us better. We were able to open our first school in North Africa to see people come to faith, disciple them, and to see church planted.
The nations could be reached within our lifetime, and so that became really exciting for us to be part of that, and we kept making trip after trip after trip.
My eyes were completely open. This is what heaven will look like. Languages, cultures.
For us to be obedient, that means we can actually go and do it.
We have a pastor from the Middle East. His services are being watched literally all over the world. He is seeing people come to faith all the time. The Great Commission says, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you to do. Being obedient, it's hard, it's difficult, has propelled us to the ends of the earth.
So that's what the Week of Prayer for International Missions is all about. It's about partnering for the furtherment of the gospel. When it showed that cemetery out there at the beginning of that video, and the pastor's brokenness over the lostness in the world, and him coming back and sharing that with his congregation, and them joining in with missionaries who were already working with North African people in Europe. God makes those connections happen, and those connections can happen so often through the International Mission Board that churches don't have to start over from scratch. They can partner with what is already happening all around the world through the International Missions Board. And isn't that what we're all about as WMU? We're all about supporting, equipping, and sending people on mission. And so that is such a great example, that just that video. There are so many other resources. I want to share a couple more with you. Let me go back over here and share my screen. And go to Lottie Moon. Here it is on the same page as the Week of Prayer and the resources for Lottie Moon. Here are your statistics, and just all the things that you could possibly need for preparing, promoting, and participating in the Lottie Moon Christmas offering. So there are all kinds of downloads, videos, resources, children's leaders. There are things for you as well here. So don't forget that this exists and that you don't have to recreate the wheel. Use those children's activities in your adult missions time, because kids like to have fun and so do adults. So I would encourage you to do that. Also, I would encourage you that as you are having your meeting and you're talking about looking towards the Week of Prayer or looking towards the Lottie Moon Christmas offering, that you remember what this offering is all about, that it is a part of preparing our hearts for Jesus and for his birth, and how we celebrate that, and how that's at the very heart, the beat of the heart of who we are as Christians, It's the fact that our Savior came down at Christmas. Maybe make that missions moment if you're a mom or a grandma. If you are like me, I'm going to show you. I've got 2 Advent calendars right here on my coffee table there. Josie likes to do the reading for each day of Advent, and Phoebe does the chocolate. And then as a part of it this year, we also are going to be incorporating our international missionaries, because if you look on IMB, also they have a daily prayer, a monthly prayer that you can check out. So there's so many resources that are available to you, and I just hope that you will take advantage of them. Check out that recipe. It's a very simple one. It's basically beef pot pie from Turkman. Go online and find a recipe from one of the other places. Find a curry from North Africa, or something from West Africa. There are so many different countries featured in this week of prayer, and it would be terrible to miss out opportunities to bring all 5 senses into play into your meetings. And this week of prayer gives you from Asia to Africa to Europe. You can check out cuisine anywhere and bring it into play and make those memories, those sensory memories, and just those memories of that are made when you share food around the table. So I hope that this month you will take advantage of all of these resources. Again, remember, your week of prayer can be any time. You can focus on all 5 or 6 days in one night at your missions meeting. You can send out a day every once a week till Christmas time. There are so many different ways to do this. Just make sure that you are using these wonderful resources that are available to you. And so with that being said, I want to remind you also, we have our Advent devotions up on North Carolina WMUNC.org. It's called The Time Has Come, and we have an adult devotion and a children's devotion where you can make missions a part of your regular Advent time, just like we were talking about, because we want to make sure that we're taking those sacred pauses in the middle of this busy Christmas season, and that we are remembering what it's all about, the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. I wish you a very Merry Christmas, and I will see you in January. Bye, friends.